U.S. quietly making plans to occupy North Korea after war and deal with insurgencies like in Iraq and Libya. Washington military experts are planning for the occupation of North Korea if knife-edge tension over Kim Jong-un's nuke spills over into all-out war, it has been reported. Military advisors claim the impoverished Stalinist nation would soon collapse, with a huge loss of life in both South and North Korea, if America and its allies invaded. Kim Jong-un's loyal troops could form an insurgency that dogs the U.S. for years. But Donald Trump's generals and advisors are said to be concerned that a fanatical insurgency would bog down U.S. forces for years. Laura Rozen, a journalist for Al Monitor, said a source told her that think tank advisors linked to U.S. President Donald Trump are quietly preparing studies on the aftermath of war with North Korea. She added that these experts are using lessons from armed rebellion during the American occupation of Iraq. She wrote, "There's a lot of interest in studies on how to defeat insurgencies led by former regime types armed with chemical and biological agents." And Mark Fitzpatrick, the executive director of the International Institute for Strategic Studies office in Washington, told The New Yorker that Kim's fanatical soldiers might use guerrilla tactics against U.S. forces in the north. He said, "A war would not end quickly after the defeat of North Korean forces. North Korea would not be immediately pacified. Are quietly preparing studies on the aftermath of war with North Korea." A couple of the shops with big teams of analysts. /Laura Rozen, at Rozen, September 12, 2017. Dusting off the books from pre-Iraq war days on how to counter those types of insurgencies. /Laura Rozen, at Rozen, September 12, 2017. The North Korean dictator has cultivated a cult of personality. A war between the US and North Korea would be short but will cause horrifying casualties. He added, "North Koreans are brainwashed into believing that the Kim dynasty is deity-like and Americans are the source of all evil." Meanwhile, the standoff over North Korea could lead to nuclear war, a Japanese pro-wrestler turned lawmaker warned today, urging nations to dial down the tension after the isolated country fired a missile over northern Japan last month. Global threat: why threats from Syria, Russia, Iran, North Korea and ISIS make 2017 a dangerous year. Tokyo could play a role in mediating with its neighbor, said the 74-year-old Antonio Inki, who is known for fighting boxer Muhammad Ali 4 decades ago. "We are seeing a situation where each raises his fist and the situation is escalating," Inki, who recently returned from his 32nd visit to Pyongyang, told a news conference, wearing his signature red scarf. "It's important to see who can be the first to lower his fist and reduce the tension," said Inki, who, like U.S. basketball star Dennis Rodman, has made numerous visits to North Korea. The U.S. occupation of North Korea could cost thousands of American lives. Kim's regime would probably topple soon after the conflict began. Pyongyang must commit to denuclearization as a prerequisite for talks, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said in an interview with a Nikkei Business Daily published on Wednesday. On Monday, the UN Security Council voted to tighten sanctions on the North over its 6th nuclear test. North Korea fires missile towards Japan which breaks up and lands in the Pacific Ocean.